I posted my first video to YouTube on September 30th. It is currently November 2nd, which is not October 31st. I recorded this video once already, but didn't follow my own workflow, partially because I'm traveling and I was doing things in a hurry and I messed up. So here I am again, talking about old data. But this is really kind of a note to myself. I want to capture kind of what I was talking about in that October video to kind of highlight the things that I have learned in the month of October on YouTube. So my first video got posted September 30th, and there's a couple of things that are working, that aren't working, and some things that I have learned so far. So, this is kind of a little bit of a YouTube video journal that I want to keep every once in a while. I've got notes in my bullet journal after looking at all of my analytics, all kinds of things. So, to start, let's talk about uploads. I have uploaded 6 long form videos and I've scheduled them all for Mondays at 3 p.m. And I don't know why that time. I still have no idea, but that's what works with my schedule right now. I haven't experimented with different times yet, but I'm looking forward to doing that work to see if it changes things. In addition to the long form, I've posted 25 YouTube shorts in a variety of different themes. Shelfie Secrets helps me talk about books that are those 3-star ratings where I don't know if I love them, I don't know if I hate them. So we talk about them. I also have 5 books, which is 5 books around a theme. I'm really not talking over that one. There's also 1 minute book recommendations. Those are fun. I really enjoy those. Also, silent book reviews, which I don't actually enjoy as much. So, emoji summary games are also super fun. And uh, yeah, I've been playing around with a lot of different like buckets to put content into. Shelfie Secrets is another one that, kind of talks through what are those books on my shelf that no one really knows why they're there, and but they're there for certain reasons, and so I like those as well. I will probably try to do one of those a month, but I do like the feel of the shorts. I really enjoy trying to see how much I can fit into 1 minute and still be persuasive. I kind of feel cheated that they went to the 3 minutes. I'm gonna probably keep mine to one. Again, don't know if that's smart or not. But here we are. This is where we're at. Long term, still in progress. I'm still trying to figure out cohesive storylines in long forms, and we're getting there. Progress has been made. Uh, I'm still also trying to think through thumbnails, in particular, my shorts thumbnails. I started with really no thumbnail and did okay. And I think that's part of I was new. They were shoving my videos out to see who was clicking. Um, and then I went for a more cohesive look on my page, I started doing very similar thumbnails for long form and shorts, tying it in with the overall feel of the page. And one of the interesting things that happened when I did that was numbers dropped, views dropped. And I hypothesized that it was because they were maybe a little boring. I could see that they could be considered boring. So I started adding in some of the books into the short thumbnails, and that seemed to go a little bit better. Maybe. I don't know. We're still playing around with it. The problem is I have data. I just don't have enough data to actually think through patterns yet. But long story short, I like the way my page looks right now. I like that when someone looks at my YouTube channel's page, there's a very clear sense of cohesiveness, and I like that. I like to also think that there's some quality happening behind the scenes there. It's not fully like massively quality yet, but in terms of thumbnails aside, what's getting views, what's not getting views? Is it the content? Is it thumbnails? Is it timing? Is it, the magic of the algorithm? I don't quite know yet, but I've been playing around with a couple of different kinds of things um, in order to like just figure that kind of stuff out. I don't know, like monetization is not necessarily a driving force here, but it's also an interesting thing to think about because when you're thinking about engagement, and that's what you want, really, is kind of tied to monetization. So it becomes an interesting metric to be aiming for. But again, I don't know my relationship there. Um, so let's talk some different data. On Thursday, I had 37 subscribers. That has since changed in the course of Friday and Saturday. I've gained 8 subscribers, so I'm up to 45 now. And let me just say that every single one of you is immensely appreciated. There was this interesting moment where I happened to just be uploading a short and I had 38 subscribers and I saw it go down to 37. And that was an interesting moment because it hurt, right? Like you put a lot of work into your YouTube channel, and so when people subscribe and like you feel good about it. But then when someone unsubscribes, it's a little bit like a messy breakup, but you don't know who you're breaking up with, maybe. Um, and so I had to step back and think through like why is that upsetting to me? Because really what I've been focusing in on has been learning a lot about editing, learning a lot about content, and I think stuff has gotten better in terms of what I'm able to do. I'm still, my taste level and my skill level are still very not in sync, but things are getting better. I'm trying to give myself interesting editorial challenges uh, to kind of stretch those skill sets. So yeah, not everyone's going to vibe with what I'm doing. I'm not quite sure what my vibe is yet. I'm heavily leaning into nonfiction November in this next month, and I'm not going to lie, I'm a little worried about is that going to jive with this original initial audience who maybe were really attracted to the spooky season kind of stuff. I mean, that's not going to go away, but it's not necessarily going to be the focus in this next month or so. So we'll see how that goes. On the tech side, I'm still doing okay with my iPhone 12, and I'm using an old camcorder with a Bluetooth mic for better audio. I'd forgotten I owned it, and it's been useful. It's been useful. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, and I'm not looking to upgrade that hardware anytime soon. I'm just going to see what I can do with it. I'm going to see how I can make this work. Uh, so I'm figuring out, I've got some pretty good workflows, except for situations where, like this weekend, where I had this same video 2 days ago, like edited, and then I must have within my editing flow, like normally in my editing flows, I'm like, you have to do this, and then you have to do this, and then you have to do this, because if you do this first, then you have to go back and do this. Like, I've done a nice job of laying out this like checklist, and I've followed it fairly well until I was getting ready to post that video tonight and realized, oh my gosh, all this timing is off by this much because I edited this section out of sync and didn't follow my own workflow. So here we are. But for the most part, these workflows have worked out really, really well. I've figured out things like syncing that audio from that other camera with the video from my iPhone, which is just much better quality. And The one thing that I do need to think through is storage. Storage could become an issue. Videos take up a lot of space, and my computer is, fine space-wise right now, but there's I need to eventually start moving things off to an external hard drive. So I think I might invest at some point in a dedicated hard drive. That might be next on my list. I'm using an old one now. It seems to be working fine, but it would be nice to just have one dedicated hard drive if this is going to be a thing. So let's talk about November goals. November. I am diving into nonfiction November pretty much. My goal is to have a short every day that I don't have a long form. So every day except for Monday, I'm going to upload a short. The exciting thing here is I've been able to work a little bit ahead. When I'm talking about like workflows, I've got some workflows down. I was able to get 17 shorts for November ready to go. So I'm feeling really good about that. Uh, so this slight little mishap with this kind of vloggy video is unfortunate, but I think this would happen. Um, Traveling, what can I say? So anyway, November, I've got my shorts. Thinking through whether or not that brings people into my longer form stuff, I don't know. That the data is unclear. But I've also got longer form videos planned. So Monday is productivity books that were actually helpful in making me productive. I'm almost done with that. It's been an interesting editing challenge because it's just one big take. And so I either have to cut within that take and I have to do some things within that take to make it like engaging. Um, and so that's been interesting. I'm also going to talk about cookbooks as a nonfiction book. Um, my what I read in November. Quick time. Why? What I read in November, and then also thinking through. I have one other video and I have a couple ideas, and I haven't figured out which idea I'm going to go with. All of them are going to require a little bit of time. So I'm excited for not having to do shorts for a while. I really like the shorts. I really like the shorts, but they do take up a lot of time to film and get them ready, and all of that stuff just takes a while. So I'm glad that those are done, and that gives me a chance to like focus in on my long form and get some of the same kind of buckets I have for my shorts set up for my long form. So that'll be good. That'll be great. That'll be good. So this is really a month of like getting my ducks in a row. Been doing it for a month now. It's been fun. I'm really enjoying it. I like the challenge, and I want to continue setting up some challenging things to do. Will I be able to pull them off? That's a great question. Great question. So the larger goal in November is to like keep refining my process. Um, I want to keep experimenting and keep like enjoying what I'm doing. I'm really excited to figure out new stuff. Like I don't know if anyone noticed, but in my thumbnail for Spooky Books, the ghost is in front of the writing and I am behind it. That was so fun to figure out. So fun to figure out. People probably think that's the easiest thing in the world. I don't know. But to me, being able to figure it out, that was love a new challenge. Love a new challenge. So that is kind of October in a nutshell. Um, we're starting off November in good shape. I love that so many new people have found me. So thanks to them over the course of the last like 2 days. Um, so yeah, I'm just gonna try to keep on keeping on, hopefully making stuff that has some kind of element of quality to it. And yeah, I'll see you in a similar video at the end of November. But if you're watching this, again, not bookish content, but thank you. It's been a really busy month. It's been a busy month, but this has been fun. I'm excited to see what the next one. I'm excited to see what happens in November. All right, I appreciate you. I hope life is good, and I'll see you later.